Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is your host BitExpert, and today we will be seeing how to configure DHCP services on a Cisco router. So here, as you can see in this topology, I have a local area network. I have 3 PCs which are connected to a switch, and then I have my router here. So right now nothing is configured on the router. What I will do is I will go to my PC first and we will see whether there is an IP address on the PC or no. So let's get started. So first of all, I will click on my first PC. I will go to the desktop tab and I will click on IP configuration. As you can see that there is no IP address right now on the PC. Now I'm going to close this one, close it here. Now what we have to do is we have to configure this router for the DHCP router as a DHCP server. So first of all, I will have to configure my router. I will have to assign an IP address on fast Ethernet 0/1, which is going to act as my gateway for these end devices. So I will click on the router and I will go to the CLI tab. So click on the router and we will click on the CLI. So this fast Ethernet 0/1 will be configured with an IP address. So it is asking, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? So I will type no and press enter. Type enable, configure terminal, interface fast Ethernet 0/1, IP address 192.168.1.1 followed by the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. No shutdown. So as soon as I type no shutdown, you can see that the interface is up. I will exit back. I will give a host name here, so I will type host name R1 DHCP, exit back, and now we are ready to configure our DHCP services. So before that, I will type show IP interface brief to see the IP address which I have configured. So here you can see fast Ethernet 0/1 is configured with an IP address of 192.168.1.1, and now we are ready to configure our DHCP server. So again, I will enter the global configuration mode, config D, IP DHCP pool. I will create a pool, IP DHCP pool, and I will give a pool name here. So the pool name is LAN. Then you will be defining the network. So I will type network followed by the network ID, so that is 192.168.1.0, followed by the net mask. So the net mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. Press enter. Then I will define my default router, so that will be my default gateway. So default router 192.168.1.1. So this is going to be my gateway for the end devices, and then I will define my DNS server, which is 8.8.8.8, and then I will exit back. Now another thing which we can do is that we can exclude some of the IP addresses from my DHCP scope. So we have to implement that command in the global configuration mode. So I will type IP DHCP excluded address. That will be my command, IP DHCP excluded address. Put a question mark. Here, as you can see, the low IP address. So the low IP address is basically the start IP, which is going to be 192.168.1.1, and again put a question mark, high IP address. So this will define the range of your IP addresses which you would like to exclude from your DHCP pool. So I am going to use 192.168.1.10. So I am excluding first 10 IP addresses. I will exit back and then show IP DHCP pool. So here, as you can see, that I have a DHCP pool. The total address is 255. Excluded address is 1. So I think this address which has been excluded is the address which is configured on fast Ethernet 0/1. So it is already excluded from the range. we have the DHCP range here. So the range starts with 192.168.1.1 and it goes until 1.254. Now I can go to my client first. I will go to my client and we will try to get an IP address on this client. So I will click on IP configuration and I will click on DHCP. So as soon as I click on DHCP, you will see that the client has obtained an IP address. So the DHCP request is successful. The IP is 1.11 and it has also received the default gateway, which is 192.168.1.1 with the DNS server of 8.8.8.8. Now let me go to the next device here. I will go to desktop, IP configuration and click on DHCP. So again, the DHCP request is successful. The next IP in the pool is assigned to that PC. I will go on my third PC and I will click on desktop, IP configuration, DHCP. So here, as you can see, again the DHCP request is successful. Now going back to my router, I will see the binding database. So I will say show IP DHCP binding. So as you can see here, I have got some IP addresses, which is 192.168.1.11, 12 and 13, which is assigned to the PCs, and the MAC addresses of those PCs are also available. So what we can do is I will click on one of the PCs here. So I will click on PC 0 and I am going to verify the MAC address of this PC just to show you that it has obtained a valid IP address. So ipconfig /all. As you can see here, we have the physical address which is given, and I am going to copy this address. So what I will do is I will copy this one and then we will go back to the router and verify it. So let me just select this one here, right click and copy. I will close this up here and close it here, and I'm going to take a note, place a note. You can place a note, and then I've copied my MAC address here, right? So I will go back again on my router just to verify it. As you can see, the MAC address is matching. So I have successfully received, my PC has successfully received an IP address from the DHCP server. So this is how you will configure a DHCP server on a Cisco router. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.